Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm deep cleaning my very small kitchen, decluttering a little, and of course, I am cooking for tiny humans. I started off with making my kids a popcorn snack because whenever I try to deep clean or get a project done, I use that time as electronic time, so that way they will be less likely to interrupt me, but I'm always interrupted. So I'm making them a snack using this awesome popcorn maker I purchased over a year ago from Amazon, and it's still holding strong. I will link it down below. You just drop a little bit of kernels in, throw it in the microwave. You don't have to do anything else, and it pops popcorn. It's really great. I noticed my oven drawer was off the tracks, so I pulled it out to fix it, and it was pretty disgusting underneath my oven drawer. It has been a while since I pulled out my oven and cleaned it, so this is your reminder to go check under your oven drawer and see what's underneath it. How often do you guys clean behind your appliances? I try my best to do it monthly, but it's been at least 2 months since I've pulled my oven out and my fridge out and cleaned behind it. I always start my cleaning off with some sort of caffeine. At this point in my coffee drinking game, I might as well have an IV just hooked up to my arm. I love lighting a candle or diffusing oils to get the smell going, and I love to turn up the music or my favorite show. Since I don't get a lot of time to watch TV, I always love multitasking my favorite shows with thoughtless tasks like cleaning or meal prepping. It's just a little tip to help you get through it. My two favorite things to do with cleaning is to grab a bucket and fill it with very hot water, a little bit of pine allen, and a couple of rags, and I let them soak in it, and I love to just go around and wipe everything down and switching out the water frequently. To me, that's just the easiest way to clean. If you're feeling overwhelmed, grab a garbage bag, just start throwing everything away, and then grab your bucket and start wiping stuff down. That's how I get through it when I feel like my single wide is swallowing me alive. If you've been around here a while, then you know I love to drink sparkling flavored water. That is just a way that my kids and I get our water in some days. And you know I'm a caffeine freak. And here I found this little combination of sparkling water and caffeine. And oh my, it is so good. Sprayed down my oven with the Great Value oven cleaner. That stuff lasts a very long time and I'm almost out of it. I might go back to the Super Clean. That brand worked pretty good for the least amount of fumes, but I do know there are other brands out there. So let me know down below what your favorite fume-free oven cleaner is, or an oven cleaner that isn't so harsh. I put the oven racks back in the oven because I needed to clean out the sink, and the oven racks really weren't that bad. There was no stuck on food, so I just needed to wash them with soap and water. I offloaded and loaded the dishwasher, and then I went ahead and gave my sink a good scrub. Sometimes when I'm cleaning, I go in with a plan, and on this day, my plan was for sure to get all of these appliances in my kitchen cleaned, including the dishwasher. So what I like to do whenever I run a load of dishes is I throw in the dish tab, but I also use apple cider vinegar. I found this trick out months ago, and I will never turn back. It was getting to the point where my dishwasher wasn't even cleaning the dishes, and I was getting really grossed out. So I almost completely removed it and put back in the drawers that that I had Colt removed to install the dishwasher. You all saw that in another video. I found out a couple of tricks. You have to definitely clean out the filter regularly on your dishwasher, and then if you throw in some apple cider vinegar in every cycle, and it really helps keep down the buildup, and my dishes just come out sparkling. So I don't know why, but it really does help. And some of you had mentioned that you actually started to do that and you couldn't believe how it changed the outcome. And what I like to do at least once a month, and I'll show you later in the video, is I put in the Glisten dishwasher cleaner along with more apple cider vinegar, and I'll run it on the hottest cycle that my dishwasher allows. And once it's done, I scrub it out and go over it with this stainless steel product, which I will also show you later in the video. I like to spray down my sink with either my vinegar mix or my pine Allen. Today I was just using my pine Allen, and I let it sit, and then I'll go in with my scrubby that's always filled with some Dawn and just scrub the sink really good. I love cleaning my sink, especially when I get the soap all over it, and then rinse it clean and buff it dry. On this day, I needed to clean my sink faucet head. I always like to soak it in vinegar. This really helps with all the grime and buildup. I noticed this a few years ago when I had moved into a rental house. The sink was absolutely disgusting. So now I go in every month with a gallon bag and a hair tie, and I just fill it with vinegar and let it sit for as long as possible. And if I need to, I will scrub the top with a toothbrush and some Barkeeper's Friend to make sure it's completely clean. I will be replacing this faucet because I am installing a 3-step water system. Our water is just too hard. I only have a basic filter in my refrigerator, so it's still kind of gross, and my sink faucet is almost broken. So I figured when Colt installs that for me, he can replace the faucet as well, and that way it'll match. When I first purchased and cleaned this mobile home, I told you all that I planned on painting the sink, but I absolutely have no desire to paint this sink. And then I said I was going to replace it, and I still have intentions to replace it, but I'm not going to replace it unless I completely redo the countertop. It is an old sink, but she still works, so the sink is to be continued, but I will be getting a new faucet and installing that filter system. Once a week, I like to go after my coffee pot. I have about a 90-day running streak with coffee pots. Just about every cleaning video of mine seems to have a different coffee pot in it. Right now, I am using the Ninja, and I love the back that comes off like a Keurig. I'll run vinegar through the pot 1 to 2 times, and then run boiling water through it about 3 to 4 times to get all of the vinegar out. This helps keep the pot clean from the extra hard water I have and makes the coffee taste a lot better.
Downtown, I want to save my soul.
The outside of my refrigerator was pretty gross, so I went over it with a magic erase. I love to use a magic erase on all of my white appliances. It does a good job at keeping an old appliance looking good. I really needed to declutter my kitchen everywhere, but I just decluttered the top of my refrigerator, and one of the biggest offenders for clutter was the amount of useless lids that took over this basket. So I was very happy to get rid of just about every lid in there, and I only kept the lids that I knew had a match, which made it so much easier to put the basket on top of the fridge. I'm not sure how I end up with so many lids that have no match. Things just disappear and there's just all these lids left over. I don't understand. After decluttering the top of the fridge and thoroughly wiping the outside of the fridge, I went ahead and switched the laundry. I know you all saw all that lint flying around. My laundry area needs a total deep clean, but I didn't get to it on this day. After I switched the laundry, I tackled the refrigerator. I needed to clean it out, and I wanted to put in my new fridge inserts that I got. If you haven't seen any of my unboxing videos from Temu, I will link them down below. The fridge liners are not bad. I didn't feel like cutting anything, so I just placed them on top of each other, so some of them were overlapping, but it works out just great. I feel like they stick less to the glass, but the difference between these fridge liners and a mat is the little grippies on the bottom. If something spills, these sheets don't stick to the glass, whereas whenever I was using a placemat from the Dollar Tree and something spilled, sometimes the mat would stick. And if you do not remember to remove the tag from the back of the mat and it sticks, then it could get stuck to the glass, and then you have to clean all that up. So if you are going to use a mat, make sure that you remove the tag off the back. But if you're looking for some good fridge liners that don't cost a lot, then these work out really well for that. actually enjoy cleaning out my fridge because it allows me to take mental note of the items we are running low on, and I'm able to make meals that way. I need to purchase another magnetic pad for the fridge. I'm lost without mine. I use it as my brain dump, and I quickly jot down anything I need to remember or that I need to put on my big calendar, any items we need to get at the store, or just any meals that pop into my head. In our household, my kids joke that I'm like Finding Dory. This train gets off its track quite a bit, so I have to write it down or I won't remember until it's too late. I finally figured out what I wanted to do with this table, and if this video is up, I've either started the process or have finished it. So make sure that your notifications are turned to on so that way you won't miss that upload. I needed to get dinner prepped or I would be running behind towards the end of the day. If you are still trying to figure out how you can improve your productivity with meal prepping and cleaning, my advice would be to think about the meals the day you plan to clean. If you want to use your cleaning days as your takeout day, great. Or if you pull out a freezer meal, even better. But many times I didn't think about the food ahead of time and I quit mid-deep clean because I felt out of control and my anxiety took over and I just never finished the meals. Even though I'm in the middle of cleaning, I forced myself to stop after I cleaned out the fridge so I could soak the meat or the meat wouldn't taste good for dinner. My kids love when I make them copycat Chick-fil-A chicken, and I do this by soaking the meat in pickle juice. We always save our leftover pickle juice so we can soak chicken breasts in it, and then I love to shake and bake it, and we of course use the Chick-fil-A sauce with it. It's a great alternative to actually going to Chick-fil-A. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have tried this before. It's not my recipe. I found it on Pinterest. I don't even know if I'm missing a step. I just used the pickle juice and it turns out great. These cool little things I'm using are called baggie rack holders. This is the first time I'm using them. I ordered them from Temu. I couldn't believe how easy it held the bags, and I was able to put a ton of chicken in there, as you can tell, as well as pour a lot of liquid, and it never slipped out. I will definitely be ordering more of these, especially for summertime when I have a lot of soup that I freeze for the winter. Let me know if you guys have used these before or if you plan to use them. I had enough chicken to make 2 meals, so I prepped some chicken teriyaki with what was left over and froze it for a future meal. I like to do this because when the meat is defrosting and sitting in the fridge, it is also sitting in the marinade. I always regret when I do not let my meat soak for certain meals, and copycat Chick-fil-A and copycat Panera chicken teriyaki are 2 meals where the meat must marinate or you do not get as much flavor. After I finished prepping the meat, I moved on to making my kids' lunch. I know you guys see my cutting board moving around, and I know some of you had mentioned to me to put a wet towel under the cutting board and it doesn't move, and that absolutely works. So I have no idea why I forgot to do it in this video, but thank you to whoever mentioned that to me. Ever since those comments came through, I started to do that, and it is a lifesaver. So I was really into the Supernatural episode I was watching while I was cutting this watermelon, so I didn't even think to put the wet towel under it. But if you're having issues with your cutting board moving, some awesome subscribers here mentioned to put a wet towel underneath a cutting board and it stops it from moving, and it sure does. I needed to finish cleaning out the dishwasher, so I just went ahead and washed the dishes by hand from lunch off camera. As I was recording this voiceover, I noticed that I didn't have the footage that shows where I was using the Glisten dishwasher cleaner. And every time I tried to add it back in, it was just giving me a hard time. So I had to cut that part out. After I run that cycle, I like to go in with a wet rag and wipe it out. Sometimes I'll go in the corners with a toothbrush and just get the built up grime. As my last step lately, I have been using this stainless steel cleaner and I absolutely love it.
Life goes up and it goes down. I know my mom taught me that. I figured why we fool around so little, and we keep track of time, being so serious. Idiots thinking it will matter, keep me company downtown before the clock runs out. Sun is shining, but the rain is welcome too. Friends are nearby, don't need another view. Time is not on my mind, but then it's you. Oh, I love it when the love comes around, and then I remember all things must pass. But I'm not gonna wake up, wake up. I'm not ready, let me have another day. Don't wake up, wake up. Keep it steady, cause I'm happy, I'm not gonna wake up. No, no, not yet, whoa. No, not yet, whoa. No, no, not yet, whoa.
I knew I wasn't going to be using my sink until dinner time, so I went ahead and went over it with the magic eraser. I like to do this even though my sink is black because it shows me how much coffee and tea stains are on there every week without fail. So I do like to go over it with this and then spray it down with some vinegar mix and buff it dry. I'm still using the Linman Tornado Mop and I love it, but I'm struggling again to find replacement heads. So let me know if you use this mop where you find your replacement heads. When I had purchased this mop, there wasn't an issue with that, and now I feel like I can't find them, but I can find the Cedar mop heads. So far this mop is holding on strong though, so I do not want to have to go back to the Cedar mop. I actually prefer this mop over that mop, but I might have to if I cannot find the replacement heads. I had taken my curtains down and put them in the wash. I like to do this frequently because they are white and my son loves to use them as a napkin. I braked for a couple hours and then got back into the kitchen to prepare dinner. Here is the copycat shake and bake recipe that was requested from my last meal prep video. This is a wonderful recipe if you can read it. I always just print or jot down my recipes quickly on a piece of paper and put them in a plastic protector and house them in a binder. It works out great, so you can just flip through, pull them out as you need, and they're still protected. haven't tried the copycat Chick-fil-A or copycat shake and bake recipe, give it a try and let me know what you think. They aren't my recipes, I just found them off of Pinterest, but they are a family favorite. That is all for this video, you guys. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like content like this. It really helps out my channel and I appreciate it so much. I do have a lot more content coming your way, so make sure your notification bell is turned to all. And don't forget to drop a comment down below saying hello, and I'll catch you in the next one.